Hello everyone and welcome back to yet another tutorial. This tutorial is going to be very helpful in terms of understanding how C handles the data at the very low level. So I'm going to implement 2D array and 3D arrays in C. And by 2D and 3D I mean that first I'm going to create a matrix and then traverse it using indexing formulas and then using pointer arithmetic, right? So this will give you an idea that how C stores the data, and if you want to traverse that particular data points, how you can do this using indexing, right? So without further delay, let me just go ahead and create something called main function. And let's say I have some rows and columns for a 2D matrix. So rows going to be 3, columns will also be 3, right? And I want to create some 2D array from it on heap. So I'll be using pointer arithmetic, so that's why I have to create the arrays at heap. So the array is going to be like this. Int array, let's say 2D is equals to, let's define this rows times columns times size of integer, right? So we've allocated some space at the heap using the size of this 2D array. So let's do one thing, int uh, 2D, no, this is going to be size 2D, and this is going to be rows times columns, right? And we can replace now this with size 2D. Now you'll have an idea that how did I create this array at the heap, right? So let's go ahead and populate this. So for I is less than size 2D, I plus plus 2D at I would be equals I plus 1. So I'll starting from 1 till 9 index, right? Till 9. So if in case if I want to print this less than size 2D I plus plus, and this will be printf for integer and array 2D. If I can write today at I, and this returns 0, and just run this. So I'm having a one contiguous block of buffer from 1 to 9, right, on heap. Okay, and now you can see that I can traverse it using size, right, in a linear order. For example, if I'm to create a 2D array from this one single buffer, how I can do this? So let's say if I loop for int r equals 0, r less than rows r plus plus, and I need to find each particular row from 3 rows, right? Each I want each row. For example, if my rows are something like this, 4, 5, and 6, maybe blah blah blah. So at each iteration, I need to have this row for some reason, right? So let's see how C works basically. So what C will does actually, I need to create a row pointer for this specific row, which will return what? Which will return me the first byte address of this particular row, and I can loop number of columns times to find this entire row. Now what does that mean? Let's go ahead and explain. So for example, I have a row pointer, and this is going to be something like array 2D starting address plus r times number of columns, right? And this will give me the first row pointer, first address of first byte of this entire row, right? So if I want to check this for int c equals 0, c less than my columns, c plus plus, and now you will see printf value at row pointer at this particular column index, and print me new line here. So we have seen that how actually we have transitioned from one single flat memory buffer to a 2D matrix of 3 rows and 3 columns. So this is the beauty of C programming language. So I use this concept a lot in implementation of my transformer framework. So you know that how C handles the data. So if you have this thing in your mind, okay, I can find a row index time number of columns, that particular segment which is comprised of one single row, and I can go ahead and find all the rows indexes. You know, you'll have a very good understanding of how C works down the hood, right? So this was the first thing, right? We use this formula, row times number of columns and starting address of the entire one dimensional buffer to find 2D matrix, right? And now let's say I have something called 3D array, and this will have, let's define another array called 3D array. Okay, let's just define it over here and copy these two things and add another thing called batch equals 3, let's say 3. So we have 3 batches, 3 rows and 3 columns, and then let's go ahead and define 3D array as well. So int size 3D would be rows times columns times batch, right? So we need these many elements in 3 cross 3 cross 3. So now you see that initially we had let me pull up this is very interesting. If I can explain you correctly. So if I can explain it, so there's a difference between explanation and understanding yourself, right? Okay, so initially what we had was a matrix of 3 rows and 3 columns, right? So this, you can say this is a plane. This is a plane. Now we have a cube. We have a cube. If I can draw the cube, okay, like this. We have a cube, and we have 3 dimensions. So this is the batch size, this is the sequence length, this is the embedding dimension. Now you understand that why I want to give you a walkthrough of transitioning from one straight buffer to 2-dimensional arrays and then 3-dimensional arrays, because we do in transformer all the time like this, and we need to know that how C plays with the data under the hood. It just creates one flat buffer, no matter whatever dimensions do you have at the memory level. We have only one buffer, right? So this is going to be a batch size, this is going to be a sequence, and this is going to be my embedding dimension, and that's what we do. So I've created a 3 cross 3 arrays for transformers. For number of for actual transformer multi-head attention, what happens is basically you have number of heads, you have sequence length, and you have embedding dimension, exactly like this, whatever I just explained to you. So initially we had 2-dimensional array, we worked with that, and now we have 3D array having a batch size, embedding dimension, and number of sequence length. So we are calling this you can say batch size, number of rows and columns for simplicity. Okay, so let's go ahead and implement this. So int pointer to 3D array would be malloc size 3D times size of integer. Perfect. Okay, so 3D size 3D is number of rows times columns into batch, and this is going to be a 3-dimensional array. Let's go ahead and populate this as well. So for int r equals 0, sorry, we'll be starting from batch size this time. So for int b equals 0, b less than batch b plus plus, or for initializing the array, we don't need this, we just need size 3D, which we have already calculated. So let's just populate this array. For int I equals 0, I less than size 3D, and it knows that how many elements do we need to can we have now. So I plus plus, and let's just populate it. Array 3D I is going to be same, I plus 1, right? Perfect. And let's just bring it up over here, and now we need to traverse a 3-dimensional cube or array or whatever you want to name it, because it stores the C is going to be 3 3s are 9 and 3 3s are 7. So 27 values would be stored something like this, 27, from index 0 to let's say 26th. Okay, so we need to convert this straight buffer to something 3-dimensional, linear to cube transformation. So let's write it here over here, from linear transformation to cubic. Let's just call it this way. Okay. All right. So for int b equals 0, starting from batch size, b is less than batch b plus plus. Previously, what we needed was a single vector address, a single row address of the first byte, right? Now, we need to find out a plain address, like I mentioned over here. This is plain, right? And I'm talking about Cartesian coordinate system, so you might be aware of. If you're not, just check it out. Plane is something two-dimensional, vector is one-dimensional, point is having no dimension at all, and a sphere is three-dimensional and stuff like that, right? So what we have something is we have something like this, a straight buffer, and we need to create a cube out of it like this, right? So we need to play around with the data in such a way. I need to buy pen tab. Okay, so we need to create a cube from a straight buffer like this, right? And initially we took address of this first vector, and then address of this second vector, and the address of this second vector. And by vector I mean the row addresses, right? Now we need to find the we need to slice this in such a way that we need to find a address to the first byte of the plane, and then second byte address to the address to this particular byte of the second plane, first byte of the second plane, and address to the first byte of the third plane. Now plane is two-dimensional, we're having rows and columns, right? Okay, so how we'll do that? We'll find a batch pointer this time, which is going to be like what? B times, starting from first index of the array, so array 3D plus b into rows into columns. So this is the index formula that I'm going to use to find for each batch the first byte address of every plane, and plane by I mean rows and columns, right? And I will print the plane over here, and you'll see that what did I meant. Okay, so I found the batch pointer. Now I'm going to loop through this batch pointer just like a matrix, right? So using linear transformation, using index formulas. So for int r equals 0, r less than rows, r plus plus. Remember, this is a address of the first byte of a plane, and plane I mean the matrix, right? So we've come down to 3 dimensions to 2 dimension, and now we are traversing the 2-dimensional matrix. So for int c equals 0 for columns, c less than columns, c plus plus, and now I need to write down this. I need to traverse these values inside the plane. So what I'll do actually is printf. It will be something like batch pointers, which index? Row times columns plus j. Right. So what we did actually, we used the index formula to find that particular index of this plane, and we are doing for all the indices, and we are just printing them, right? New line after this loop, and new line after this loop as well. Okay, let's just comment this thing out for 2D and 3D. Okay, let's just run this grid traversal file and see what error have we got. Line number 9, what's wrong here? Oops, an extra J. And 11. Okay, 33. Yeah, we didn't close the parentheses. Oh, this is not J, this is C. Okay, so we're so used to I and J, so we mix up all the time. So grid and okay, this is C. Boom. You see all the planes are printed. So this is actually the beauty of C. So what you can do is, from one single buffer, you can just go ahead, use index formulas, convert it to 2D, 3D, and maybe 4D as well. So this is we do all the time with Transformers framework. So I hope I was able to give you an idea. If you like these kind of basic videos, just let me know and I'll create more for you.